Ciao Fabri.
Hello guys.
New week of the podcast, and we have a breaking news while we are recording because Maurizio Sarri is the new Lazio manager. What a signing.
And he's never been in talks to join Tottenham. Someone was reporting about Tottenham. Not true. Never been in the list. And now new Lazio manager. Congrats to Lazio because they have a fantastic
What an appointment.
manager.
And now from today on is officially open the summer transfer window in the Premier League.
We are ready.
Here we go.
The Here We Go podcast is excited to introduce Skrill, our official sponsor and the payments app for money movers and money makers. With the Skrill app, you can pay online, send money, and buy and sell cryptocurrencies all in a few taps. It's quick, easy, and there is no need to rely on your bank. Depending on where you live, you can get a Skrill card too. The card will be delivered straight to your home address and gives you instant access to your balance in stores, online, or as cash at ATMs. Search for Skrill, spelled SKRILL, and download the app today.
Let's start with the biggest shock of the week. Gini Wijnaldum to Paris Saint-Germain. You've been all over this transfer with Barcelona, with Paris Saint-Germain. What happened? Because that was crazy.
Yes, I want to explicate. First of all, I'm happy to talk about it in the podcast because we talk about the behind the scenes of the transfers. And I'm happy that a lot of people understood that when you have a free agent, you can change your mind till 5 minutes before signing the official contract, and also if you have signed the pre-contract that is not official. So to make an example, Adrien Rabiot signed the pre-contract with Barcelona, it was 3 years ago, and then he changed his mind and he decided to join Juventus.
Yes.
So with free agents, it's part of the game. I know there are some people on social media joking and saying, you said it was done to Barcelona. It was done to Barcelona, yes. But yes, to be honest, it was done. It was an agreement reached between Barcelona and Wijnaldum. It was a verbal agreement, 3 years contract, also about the salary and everything.
They were already scheduling the medicals.
Were ready for this week, also the official announcement. So they were preparing everything. But sometimes in transfers with the free agents, if you're not fast in signing the contracts, everything can happen. And that's what happened with Paris Saint-Germain offering him an important contract because the real salary of Gini Wijnaldum at Paris Saint-Germain will be 9.5 million euro per season for 3 years. And now they're going to complete medicals, sign a contract and everything, but it's done with Paris Saint-Germain. And Mauricio Pochettino has been key in these negotiations. So also to talk about Tottenham situation, he's been in talks with Tottenham. We know that Tottenham wanted him back, but Paris Saint-Germain always said, no chance, he's staying, he's not leaving. And now we have also the facts, because Mauricio Pochettino have been talking directly with Wijnaldum, telling him we were close to work together 5 years ago.
Yes.
So now is the right time, come here, we are ready to make you an important player, a key player at Paris Saint-Germain. And so Wijnaldum is going to be a Paris Saint-Germain player, but it was a done deal with Barcelona. So it's part of the game. I hope people can understand. If some journalists can't understand, it's not my fault. It's that they are playing FIFA maybe and they don't know how it works in this world. But okay, good luck to Gini Wijnaldum because with Paris Saint-Germain will be an interesting appointment, and let's see what Barcelona will do.
You actually said in the past weeks that they were going to do something in the midfield, and that's probably one answer to that what you were saying. And you already mentioned about the salary of Gini Wijnaldum, but Paris Saint-Germain are on fire in this moment because they are talking with Inter Milan for Hakimi, and at the same point they are closing the deal for Gigio Donnarumma.
Yes, let's say some detail about the Donnarumma deal because the agreement is not signed yet. Mm-hmm. So he's a free agent like Wijnaldum, so we have to be careful till he signs the contract. But the verbal agreement is ready with him, with Mino Raiola. In some minutes, we are going to talk also about the other topics between Raiola and Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. But he will receive 12 million euro net per season, so it's 60 million euro total in 5 years, but only if add-ons will be activated. So this is not sure. So the real salary will be different, will not be 12 million euro per season, a bit less than this, but with add-ons it could arrive around 12. So
which was the fee they were also asking to AC Milan.
Yes.
So that's what Mino Raiola was. And also what's happening with Keylor Navas, because they just renewed the contract with him until I think 2023 or 24, I don't remember.
Yes, but Keylor is staying. My personal opinion is not a news, but it's my personal opinion that he's so respected in Paris Saint-Germain dressing room, so he's starting as first goalkeeper, and then Donnarumma will fight to have the place, to have a competition with Keylor. Is part of the game. They've signed one of the best goalkeepers in the world for the future.
Yeah.
They signed him for free, not as salary, but for free as payment to the club. So there is nothing as fee. And
they saw it as an opportunity.
Yes.
That's also why, for example, Barcelona were interested for a moment.
Yes,
and you wanted to explain something about Barcelona, right?
Yes, because behind the scenes, Barcelona were really negotiating with Mino Raiola. They had a direct contact, face by face, with Mino Raiola. It was like 2 weeks ago, talking about many things and also about Donnarumma. It was an opportunity. Barcelona were considering him as an opportunity because of Ter Stegen having some problems. Ter Stegen is 100% staying and is untouchable, just to clarify. But he had some injury problems, so having a good backup as a Donnarumma, who could be a player for the future. But because of this big salary, they decided to wait. They were not convinced about the salary, and that's why Paris Saint-Germain have been fast to sign him. Nasser Al-Khelaifi wanted him strongly, the president of Paris Saint-Germain, and so Barcelona, also, just because of the wages, they said no, because they were prepared to sign Donnarumma with a different wage, but with this kind of salary was really complicated in this moment, and also about the timing. They've been in negotiation in the same moment they were working on Wijnaldum and on the pay situation, so they had different priorities. Paris Saint-Germain wanted to close immediately for Donnarumma, but Barcelona had a different timing. So that's the point. And also, Tottenham were interested in Donnarumma. With the new director, Fabio Paratici, they were interested. They were trying to talk with him, but Donnarumma's priority was to go in a different league. So it's not just about Tottenham. He wanted to try a different league and not the Premier League, maybe in the future. But in this moment, he
has time. He has time for that. And you mentioned about Paratici, who will be the new sport director of Tottenham. 3 years. He will sign for 3 years. And we were here in the last week, basically recording the episode, and there was the whole chaos of Antonio Conte, and at the end, the deal didn't go through. So what about Paratici, and also what about Antonio Conte? What happened there?
Yes, first of all, let's say that new detail. Fabio Paratici will sign as new director of football for 3 years at Tottenham. So the agreement is for 3 years. He is already working to look at the new manager. He was not directly involved in the Conte situation. He was just arriving while Tottenham were already negotiating with Antonio Conte. But to clarify,
they were not linked, because many people say they were linked.
Obviously, he's a friend of Antonio Conte. They were working together at Juventus, so it was the perfect appointment. But he arrived when the negotiations were just at the last stages, so that's it. And has been Antonio Conte to say no to Tottenham, and not Tottenham to say no Antonio Conte. I have to clarify, because of course from different sides they are saying different things, but Conte said no just because his position was so clear. We know Antonio Conte how he is. In my personal opinion, he's one of the best 3 coaches in the world, 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, but one of the best in the world. But if you want Antonio Conte, you have to be 100% on the same point with him about the project, the vision, and that's why he left Inter, not just because of financial situation, but also because
of the vision of the club. Yeah.
He had no vision. So with Tottenham, he was really tempted, because winning at Tottenham would be something fantastic and incredible, in particular in this moment with many clubs ready to win, like Manchester City and Chelsea and Liverpool and Manchester United and many others. But Antonio, during the negotiation, had different problems, different issues with Tottenham. First of all, staff members. He wanted to bring more than 4, and Tottenham only allowed him to bring 4 staff members. Salary, 3 million euro difference between what Tottenham offered and what Conte asked. Investment, so signing new player, and the situation of Harry Kane. So discussing about the budget, what kind of team they are doing, and also about the market, because Antonio Conte wants to decide together with the club. Look at what he did at Chelsea, what he did at Inter also. Say, I want Lukaku, and they signed Lukaku. So he wants to have this kind of impact in the club, and at Tottenham is not
it's
so
difficult
easy.
With Levy. Yeah.
So that's what happened. Conte was really tempted by Tottenham, but now it's up to Tottenham to decide about the new manager. And with Fabio Paratici knowing his style, remember that 1 year ago he came out of nowhere with Andrea Pirlo, Saki and Sarri, and in 24 hours they decided for Pirlo when everyone was talking about different managers. They said, let's go with Pirlo, and it was a big surprise. I think we will go with the same style at Tottenham. So keeping the secret, not sharing the name, because Pochettino was so public and no agreement. Conte was so public and no agreement. So now it's time to work in silence, so quiet, and then to go out when the agreement is almost ready with the new manager. So I don't expect Ten Hag to be back in negotiation with Tottenham. At the moment, there is still nothing going on. He had a meeting 1 month ago, but no agreement with Tottenham. And now it's up to Tottenham. It's up to Daniel Levy. It's up to Fabio Paratici, because he's directly involved in the negotiation for the new manager. So,
and just saying for the people maybe who don't know him well, Fabio Paratici was probably the best sport director in Italy in the last 10 years. So it's an amazing appointment for Tottenham, and I'm sure he will do great. Talking about transfer market at Tottenham, they're already making the first moves.
Yes, of course, they will decide with the new manager, so about who's leaving the club, who's staying, who's extending the contract. But talking about Tottenham, just to clarify, keep an eye on Lucas Moura, because there are some Arabic clubs asking for him. So let's see what happens. But it depends by the manager. Also, what kind of tactics they are going to have next season. And still the name of Joachim Andersen as target, as centre-back.
And after the break, we will talk about Sancho and Holland. So not easy names.
The Here We Go podcast is partnered with Skrill to bring you exclusive football content for free. Go to skrill.com/herewego to find football stories I've shared only with Skrill. Don't forget to bookmark the page. I will be sharing lots more in the coming months.
So let's start with the first one of the two big names, Jadon Sancho. What's going on with him, with Man United, with Borussia Dortmund? What's happening?
So let's explain the situation of Sancho, because the big update some days ago, as I said, is that Manchester United are directly talking with Sancho's camp. So they're directly talking with his agents and with people involved in the deal. So Manchester United are inquiring, are working on it in order to reach an agreement on personal terms. So they had an agreement on personal terms 1 year ago, when Sancho was a step away from joining Manchester United, and they are now negotiating on this agreement. And Manchester United are confident about personal terms. So they feel that personal terms won't be a problem. But what's happening with Borussia Dortmund? At the moment, Manchester United are not yet negotiating with Borussia Dortmund, have not yet made an official bid. So they are working on Sancho's side, but not yet on Borussia Dortmund's side. There is a verbal agreement, a gentleman agreement between Sancho and Borussia Dortmund, saying this year you can leave the club if we have an important bid. When they say important bid, it's no longer 120 million euro as 1 year ago, but it's 95 million euro. So Manchester United know how much they have to pay if they want Sancho. Now they are talking with the player side, and they know how much they can spend if they want to sign him from Borussia Dortmund. So it's up to Manchester United, but from Borussia Dortmund side, they say, till we don't receive nothing official from Manchester United,
there is nothing.
For us, the race is open. So if another club arrives and put the money, we are open to talk about Sancho also with other clubs. So Manchester United will have to decide also about the timing. They are working on it with the agents, but let's see what will be the strategy with Borussia Dortmund. So Jadon Sancho is the main target, but the situation is still open on Borussia Dortmund side.
And talking about Borussia Dortmund and Holland, there's been rumors about Chelsea.
Yes, rumors coming from Jan Age Fjordfurt. He's great, he's our friend, so he's always correct when he talks in this kind of players, and it's true, because it's 100% true that Chelsea are interested in Erling Haaland. So this is confirmed and true, as they were interested in Lukaku. So they are looking for a star as attacking player. Lukaku, Haaland, Harry Kane is complicated because obviously of London and Tottenham and Daniel Levy. So it's really complicated. But they are looking for a top striker. What's the situation with Haaland? That Borussia Dortmund position is the player is not leaving this summer. If they sell Sancho, they see like really complicated to sell also Erling Haaland this summer. The close 75 million euro is valid only in 2022. So at the moment you have to negotiate with Borussia Dortmund. For sure, Chelsea want to try Chelsea want to try, as they were trying for Lukaku, but the player said, I'm happy here, I want to stay, and Inter have no intention at the moment to negotiate for Lukaku. Then let's see what happens. For Holland, the situation is basically the same. Borussia Dortmund have no intention to negotiate. So it's up to Chelsea if they want to do something crazy. And when I say crazy, I feel it's more than 150 million euro to Borussia Dortmund. Crazy salary. I say crazy like saying big salary to Erling Haaland. Commissions to be discussed with Mino Raiola. So there are many things to do a big deal. And this deal between salary, between commission, between obviously fee to pay to Borussia Dortmund would be like more than 400 million euro in total.
In total, yeah.
So, it's a complicated one, but it's up to Roman Abramovich. If he wants to do something crazy, let's see. But at the moment, Borussia Dortmund say the player is staying. We are relaxed because the player is staying this summer and we want to sell him next summer. So,
but the interest is totally true.
The interest is 100% true, and it's also true that Erling Haaland is open to talk with Chelsea. So he's not saying no, I want to wait for another club. He's open to talk with Chelsea. So it's up to Chelsea, but they have to do something crazy to sign Erling Haaland this summer. That's it. But they want to sign a new striker and an important one. That's for sure. Yeah.
Stay in the Premier League. You want to mention about contracts and Tottenham?
Yes, because Tottenham are working on the new contract for Heung-min Son. There are positive contacts. They are working on it since months. Now, of course, they are focusing on the manager situation, but they want to extend the contract of Son. They are really optimistic. So, work in progress for new contract for Son with Tottenham.
And Manchester United, besides Sancho, of course, they will probably go for a centre-back.
Yes, they want to sign a new centre-back. They have a list, so the situation is basically always the same. Now they are focusing on Sancho, but they are always looking at a centre-back. Let's see what happens with Koundé, a serious name, one of the candidates in the list. They have also the name of Pau Torres, but in this case there is a release clause for Pau Torres. It's 65 million euros. So let's see what Manchester United will decide. Varane's situation with Real Madrid is still in the air. No agreement yet for a new contract, but Real Madrid will decide with Ancelotti. Not true that Manchester United made a proposal for Cristian Romero of Atalanta. He's a good striker. He was scoring tonight with Argentina. Good defender, not a good striker. Cristian Romero. But Atalanta have not received any bid from Manchester United, so just talks in the air. The player is appreciated, Of course, he's good, but there are no proposal from Manchester United for Romero at the moment.
And Chelsea also working to sell some players this summer, right? Besides the striker that we already mentioned.
Yes, they are looking for some opportunities because selling players is important. Of course, they're looking for signing new players, and now we're going to talk about Hakimi, but selling players is key. And so, Tomori will join AC Milan, 100% confirmed. It's just a matter of paying, and they will in the next days, but it's 28.5 million euro to Chelsea for Fikayo Tomori. Loftus-Cheek, Maurizio Sarri wants him at Lazio. He was doing so well with Sarri when he was in London, so now he has the opportunity to open talks on loan for Loftus-Cheek. Inter want Emerson on loan too, while Chelsea are negotiating to extend the contract of Christensen, just to clarify the situation. For Emerson, there is still no agreement. And talking about Bakayoko, Fiorentina with Gattuso, same manager at Napoli, are interested, but at the moment there is still nothing advanced. And AC Milan are always keen on the situation of Olivier Giroud because they want him, but only for free. And he extended the contract with Chelsea for one more season. So it's up to Chelsea deciding to say, okay, you can leave for free, no problem, don't worry. Or if they want a fee, AC Milan are not paying. They want Giroud only for free.
You mentioned Hakimi. What's the situation about Hakimi? About PSG, Chelsea, other clubs?
Yes, Paris Saint-Germain are leading the race. Paris Saint-Germain are working since weeks for Hakimi. They offered 60 million euro. Inter want 80 million euro, so negotiations are going on. Also, Chelsea contacted the agent of Hakimi just to inquire about the situation, what's going on with Paris Saint-Germain. So they are just informed.
But he's one of the best right-backs in this moment.
Yes, and they are maybe looking this position also with the Adama Traoré as possibility. They are looking for something new in this position, but at the moment there is still nothing advanced with Chelsea. It's just talking with the agent, but it's part of the game. Paris Saint-Germain are still leading the race, but it's up to paying 80 million euro for Achraf Hakimi.
Yeah, and talking about Arsenal now, are the contacts with Onana true?
Yes, contacts are going on. They are waiting for the situation of the ban of Onana to understand how long it will be. But Arsenal are still in talks with the agents of Onana. They are really interested in Onana. They see him as the perfect goalkeeper. But suspension will be key to understand what's happening with Onana, and they're also working in the same moment to extend the contract of Smith Rowe. They are really optimistic. It will be a 5 years contract. It's just a matter of details, then it will be signed, but Smith Rowe is staying at Arsenal.
And they're also planning to sell some players this summer. The first one is Xhaka, probably.
Yes,
is the closest one to the deal. They are dealing with Roma because Jose Mourinho wants him.
Yes, and
wants him really strongly. And,
yes, but it's not surprising. We said it on Sky Italy. Now everyone is talking about Xhaka, but we said it on Sky Italy with Gianluca Di Marzio. It was 2 weeks ago, and they're working on it. Yeah. So at the moment there is still no agreement completed, but it's just a matter of details, and they expect Xhaka to.
Roma is very positive that the deal.
Yes, they're really optimistic. They say it's a matter of time, to complete some details, and that will
be
completed. Guendouzi is still negotiating Arsenal with Marseille, because Guendouzi has an agreement on personal terms with Marseille, and Marseille are forcing to close this deal as soon as possible because they want Guendouzi, and they hope no German clubs in particular to join the race because they want Guendouzi. And Willian, as I said, it was like 1 month ago, I stay on the same position. Willian is willing to leave Arsenal this summer, and Arsenal are open to sell him. So let's see how negotiation will go. But for sure, Willian is one of the players who could leave Arsenal.
And one of the deals of this week was Buendia to Aston Villa for Norwich. And what happened in this deal? Because also Arsenal were interested. So what do you want to say about
Yes, Arsenal made a proposal. It was around 30 million euro for Emi Buendia, and Norwich said no. Aston Villa proposed like 34 with add-ons, and they said yes. Norwich said yes. So the agreement has been completed and announced. Also, the proposal to the player was big, was huge from Aston Villa. So fantastic player to Aston Villa. But just to clarify about Arsenal, they were working together about Buendia as possibility, but on the
also
same moment
options.
Also for Odegaard, because the main priority is always Martin Odegaard. So they are still focused on Martin Odegaard to see what happens at Real Madrid now with the new manager, with Carlo Ancelotti. But for sure, Arsenal were working on both sides. So it was not like Buendia or nothing, because the feeling was if they wanted only Buendia, they've made a new bid. They've improved the bid, but they decided to go like this because they have also different ideas.
And let's talk about Manchester City now, because in this week there were a lot of rumors about Gundogan.
Yes, and the rumors were true because we were working on it also with Matteo Moretto, who was working with us. And about Gundogan, we can say that Barcelona are interested. They are looking for a midfielder, and they've asked to the agents of Gundogan about this possibility. So they were inquiring about Gundogan as potential new midfielder. At the moment, there is still no agreement or advance with Manchester City. It's Barcelona talking with people around Gundogan, and here's an opportunity. They're going to decide in the next few days about this possibility, but for sure, Gundogan is in the list.
Talking about Barcelona, you mentioned, what's the latest about Depay?
Yes, they are still working on Memphis Depay deal. We know that they want Depay as they wanted Wijnaldum, as they wanted Agüero. So they're working on many free agents. About Depay, with the old agents out of the deal, now there are new people around Depay to negotiate with, and Barcelona are working on it. They've improved the proposal, not by a financial point of view, but about a contract point of view. So it's 3 years contract offered to Depay. It's not done yet. It's not agreed 100% yet because Depay is taking some time. He wants to think about it. But Barcelona are confident because they know that Ronald Koeman will be so important in this negotiation with Depay. So talks are ongoing. The contract is 3 years, and Barcelona hope next week to complete before next week, so within next week, to complete the agreement with Memphis Depay and with new people involved in the deal.
And can Firpo leave the club this summer?
Yes. Junior Firpo has the opportunity to leave. AC Milan have asked for him on loan. Let's see if Barcelona will ask for a fee or maybe for a buy option. So they have to discuss. But AC Milan are talking with the agents of Junior Firpo. But he is one of the players who could leave Barcelona. Let's see what happens with Wolverhampton, because Bruno Lage is officially the new manager, and Wolverhampton will look at Trincao as potential opportunity. But Barcelona have not decided yet about it. You remember that last summer he was really close to join Leicester, and they said no. So let's see now what happens.
We mentioned last week a lot about Real Madrid with Carlo Ancelotti appointment and what can happen and what cannot happen and more than that. Now Madrid are planning about also some players that can leave the club.
Yes, first of all, let's see what happens with Sergio Ramos, because he needs now to talk with Carlo Ancelotti, and Ancelotti wants to keep Sergio Ramos. Ancelotti will have Sergio Ramos to stay. Let's see if he will finally accept this proposal 1 year with Real Madrid or not. But Ancelotti is pushing. So, when you have Carlo Ancelotti and they have a beautiful relationship with Sergio Ramos, there are chances. They're working also to sell Brahim Diaz. It would be a loan with buy option with AC Milan. So the negotiations are going on. Brahim Diaz wants to come back to AC Milan. He was really happy in Milano. So negotiation on for Brahim. And nothing confirmed about the retirement rumors about Gareth Bale, because at the moment he's focused on the Euros. He has 2 years contract with Real Madrid, so he's not thinking about leaving football at the moment. His camp is denying this opportunity.
You mentioned before about the meeting that Raiola had for Donnarumma with Paris Saint-Germain and all of that. They also talk about Moiskin, of course.
Yes, full of fake news around Moiskin. People are saying Leonardo is preparing a bid for 40 million euro for Moiskin. Not true. Paris Saint-Germain are not signing him on a permanent deal. They've asked for 1 more season on loan, so they're talking with Raiola about it. But of course, Everton are waiting for their new manager, and then they will decide, because Ancelotti was open to sell Moiskin and to loan him out again to Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see now the new manager, who will be and what he will decide about Moiskin. Paris Saint-Germain want him on loan, so it's 1 season loan. It's not a permanent transfer for 40 million euro. Fake news.
And also talking about Xavi Simons.
Yes, with Mino Raiola on the podcast here, we're talking about Xavi Simons, I think, since February, and I continue to say that he is extending the contract with Paris Saint-Germain. So the agreement is really imminent, is almost done. 5 years contract is what Paris Saint-Germain are proposing. They're working on last details with Mino Raiola, but Xavi Simons is expecting to stay. The Here We Go podcast is excited to introduce Skrill, our official sponsor and the payments app for money movers and money makers. With the Skrill app, you can pay online, send money, and buy and sell cryptocurrencies all in a few taps. It's quick, easy, and there is no need to rely on your bank. Depending on where you live, you can get a Skrill card too. The card will be delivered straight to your home address and gives you instant access to your balance in stores, online, or as cash at ATMs. Search for Skrill, spelled SKRILL, and download the app today.
So to end this episode, let's talk about some players like Locatelli, who is a very good midfielder from Sassuolo.
Yes.
And he's in the Juventus radar since last year, actually,
Yes.
and also this summer.
Just wanted to clarify that Juventus want him. They are negotiating to sign him, but it's not only Juventus. Also, European clubs are strongly interested in Locatelli. So I'm not talking now about the clubs, but
Important clubs.
yes, clubs, European important clubs and historical clubs are looking for Locatelli. So it will be an open race, but Juventus for sure are interested, and they have no intention to sell Wojciech Szczesny. A lot of fake news also about Szczesny, people talking about Roma, about Tottenham, about Arsenal. Not true. Szczesny is staying. They are so happy with him. Allegri loves him, so he's not coming back to the Premier League or joining Roma. Fake.
One of the Premier League legend, Ashley Young, was in the Watford radar, right? That they want him back. And but now what's happening with him?
Yes, Watford were really close to sign him, but now Inter offered him a new contract. Was surprising also for the player, who is now going to decide if coming back at home at Watford or staying at Inter for 1 more season. They're offering a 1-season contract, so let's see what Ashley Young will decide. And in Italy could arrive Rui Patricio as new goalkeeper for Roma, because Jose Mourinho wants him. Wolverhampton are open to sell him for 12 million euro. Roma are offering around 7-8 million euro, so there is a difference now. But Wolverhampton are already negotiating for Jose Sa from Olympiacos as potential replacement if Rui Patricio will leave.
And let's end this episode with Leicester. What's happening with Tielemans and other players?
Yes, for Tielemans, the situation is that I see around saying that the new contract is imminent. Is not imminent. Leicester want to extend the contract of Tielemans, but it's not imminent. So it will take some time, and we will see what happens with Tielemans. But for sure, Leicester are pushing to keep him. And let's see what happens with the player. And also, Soumaré deal done by weeks, months, I don't remember, but it's done. Soumaré is joining Leicester. And for Edouard, they are really close to reach an agreement, but it's not yet a signing stage. So it will take some days to see if other clubs will join the race. Leicester are confident, but it's not done yet, Edouard to Leicester.
Fabri, thank you very much, and excited for Italy playing Friday?
Yes,
No?
excited as Italian, but not so confident as a sports fan. I think that France are playing like Space Jam,
Yeah.
so they are on another planet. We are playing our own tournament, and France are playing Space Jam.
But still, I'm excited to see fans back in the stadium in Italy after 15 months, basically. So
Yes.
will be nice. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Bye, guys.